So today we have to start with the types of epithelial tissue. So there are four basic types of epithelial tissue, that is squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar epithelial tissue is divided into two categories, that is ciliated columnar epithelial tissue and glandular epithelial tissue. And the last one is the stratified epithelial tissue. So today we have to discuss about squamous epithelial tissue. Okay. So first of all, the word squamous comes from a Latin term, that is squama, and squama means the scales of a fish or a serpent. Serpent, it means a snake. Okay, so scales of a fish or a serpent is present on the outermost layer of the body. Okay, so this epithelial tissue will form the outermost layer wherever it will be present. So that is why this epithelial tissue has got its name, that is squamous epithelial tissue. Then structure is, the cells are thin, the cells are flat, the cells have large nucleus and the intercellular space is absent. Like here, the cells are thin, the cells are flattened, the cells are having the large nucleus and the intercellular space is absent. You don't see anywhere the intercellular space is present. Okay. Location, it is present in the forms the lining. What do you mean by lining? When any organ or organ system is internally covered, then it is known as what? Lining. Okay. When any organ or organ system is internally covered by a specific tissue, then this particular inner covering is known as lining. So it will line the mouth or the oral cavity. Mouth is also known as oral cavity or buccal cavity. So the lining of the buccal cavity is made up of squamous epithelial tissue. In the same manner, the internal covering or the lining of nasal cavity is done by the squamous epithelial tissue. The blood vessels are also lined by the squamous epithelial tissue, and the lymph vessels are also lined by the squamous epithelial tissue. Then what is its function? It provides protection to the underlying parts from mechanical injury. Mechanical injury, it means any type of physical injury, may be caused due to the friction or other causes. It will also provide protection to the underlying parts from the germs. The germs will not be allowed to enter to the internal parts of the body because there is lining of squamous epithelial tissue. It also provides protection from the harmful chemicals, and it also prevents from drying up. It means the moisture or the water content of the different organs and the organ systems is maintained because of this squamous epithelial tissue. Otherwise, the inner lining or the inner part will be exposed to the surrounding, and in that way the water content of the body will be lost by evaporation. And when the water content quantity of the body part will be lost by the process of evaporation, there will be drying up of the tissues, and the tissues or the organs will die up. So that is why this tissue also prevents from drying up. This is the structure that you have to draw in your copy. So this is all for today. Thank you everyone.